Here is a good one. Man has never gone to the moon. Okay? By saying this, I know that many people will say that I'm a fool, that I'm a tinfoil hat, that I buy into everything, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. But it's my true belief that man has never gone to the moon. And I have, first of all, a reason why to say so. And second of all, people tend to believe things, and it's always been that way. So if you tell people, Moses opened the waters and he walked through the ocean, everybody's going to buy into it because it's a pretty good story and it sounds good. So man on the moon. Okay, first of all, why does it sound so strange, the story of the man on the moon to me? Okay. For myself, as being somebody who studies sciences and likes sciences, loves sciences, is interested in them, and it's not only, but big part of my life, it's around sciences, even in my free time. I see no real good reason why to send a human body on to the moon. It just doesn't make much sense to me. Since we never send somebody inside a volcano, like deep in the magma, why should we send somebody on the moon? We don't know much about what's beneath the oceans, and I don't see why we should send somebody to the moon when we can send robots. So I gave you a good reason. The Russians have been the first to send a satellite into space. They sent the first man into space. They made the first space station. They made the first EVA, which is an extra vehicular activity. It's a technical term which means somebody that goes outside. Sorry for the camera, it's a bit glitching somehow. The Russians were the first to send somebody outside of the spaceship, inside a spacesuit. So maybe a little bit of light can help. Americans had to do something. The Russians, I think, they sent the first 2 men, first women. So they made some pretty good achievements, especially the first satellite, which was a big surprise. The beeping Sputnik on top of the U.S. was like a big public concern. So the Americans needed to do something that was quite as good, and they tried to send men on the moon, but the scientists realized that it was very hard to do so. It was very, very, very unlikely to have a success. So they passed Plan B, which was keep on with the space shipment, to send the ship into space, make it orbit around the Earth, and then make it land back on Earth. That was it. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. And I know everybody's going to sit and think that I'm a conspiracy theorist. But that's wrong. That's wrong. I see things as they appear to my eyes. I don't see things that aren't there. And the Russians were tied to the same banks, same groups that were financing the Americans. The monetary system was already globalized. And so there were certain ties that were made behind the public. And the achievement of the moon was very important for the American presidency. And I think the Russians agreed with that achievement for the Americans, man on the moon. Because otherwise, if they saw the thing orbiting around the Earth, the spaceship orbiting around the Earth, instead of going out to the moon, they would have said something. And I've seen many sites talking about this, and there's some very, very good explanations. Things don't match. The pictures on the moon are all patched up, and NASA keeps on taking them off the website. Recently, they said that they lost an archive. I mean, you lose an archive of the man on the moon? NASA, you're looking for public financing and you lose an archive? They had to destroy footage because the evidence was pretty clear that it was all made up. It was all made up. And who knows, maybe Kubrick worked on it, which was a theory, a conspiracy theory. Because Kubrick had access to certain materials given to him by I think the NASA, or I have to check this out. I'll get back to you on it eventually. But you can search it yourself. Kubrick, NASA moon. So it's pretty cool. It's been like the biggest fraud, if it's true, because I'm a reasonable person, I say if it's true, it's been the biggest fraud ever. It's just so cool because they stole so much money. Well, it's bad for the ones who pay the taxes and so on. But still, it's like this big fraud, but it was justified by national security reasons. So the buddies that had to send man on the moon got the money. Politicians cover them. It was not such a big conspiracy. It's a pretty small thing. Only the ones who needed to know knew. They didn't have to tell everybody inside NASA. They weren't sending the guys to the moon. And well, that's pretty much it. Okay, you can search it yourself. It's just so cool. They never men never went to the moon, and there's no good reason why to send somebody on the moon. Why would you do that? Just to say, I walked on the moon? For what scientific purpose? It's just like dumb. I mean, there's no reason why to do it. You can send a robot. So I'm not really into making a long list of all the evidence, but you can search it up yourself. You can have fun yourself. Search it up. And one thing that I wanted to say before closing this video is that you will if you start posting on the web that man didn't go on the moon on English-speaking websites hosted in the States, especially in the United States, you will be treated very badly. Very, very badly. Okay, I've been following a website that's called Boing Boing, pretty much, .net. It's a pretty cool website. And they had a post about Armstrong, and they showed a video of him punching a guy who was pretty nasty, and this guy was telling him that he was a liar at a certain point because he didn't admit he didn't go to the moon. And so Armstrong punched him in the face. And there's been a trial after that. And the judge said that Armstrong was right to punch him in his face because he was, making too many questions in the wrong way. And everybody in the Post, Boing Boing is one of the most used website in the world. Okay, one of the most used, seen blogs in the world. And everybody was saying, "Oh, Armstrong's such a cool person. He's so good. He was so right to that." Oh, he punched the guy in the face. That's pretty bad. Nothing allows you to be violent. And well, just to give you an idea of what you will go into, okay? But look into things, and it's just so cool. It's just such a big fraud. It's awesome the way that they made all that money. And well, they tried to go to the moon. They just saw that it was not possible. And everybody will say you're dumb. And you can just say, yeah,